All right, yeah. It's Thursday. Today we hit shoulders and arms. I'm also going to be posting yesterday's lift today as well. I'm a day behind technically. One thing I want to get better at is no filler words, right? Straight to the point, bam, 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 consistent with my thought process. But it's difficult to stay on track, so it's something I really want to get proficient at. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed today's lift, right? We did shoulders, yeah, shoulders and arms. We started with a shoulder press supersetted with a side lateral machine that when you get into it, and you've probably seen me do it, where it's like leaning on your elbow. So like you get into it and then do this. Anyways, and I apologize if the audio quality is poor. I actually one of my mics is not turning on. I don't know if it's dead or if it's broken because it actually wasn't turning off yesterday when I was trying to click it. And yeah, the reason I'm a day behind is because I didn't feel like editing yesterday's video. I have not been good at recording the entire session because a lot of times I get distracted and I just leave the tripod behind and just get to lifting. So there are gaps in some of the training clips. It's not a good thing. I want to not do that. I want to actually get the full workout. So for those of you who want to follow along and see how I train, at least you're getting the best that I have to offer. What else? No changes still to the diet. Yesterday, what would have been leg day, I did get to have a cheat meal. I hate using the word cheat meal, and I know that's cliche to say, especially amongst people in fitness and stuff like that. But it's good. A burger, triple stack from Five Guys. Gosh, the only thing that I don't like is that it costs me $25 a pop. It's like at that point, why don't I just go home and make my own burger? Like I could probably make as good of not better quality burger at home, in my opinion. I mean, Five Guys is good. I'd much prefer that over, honestly, Whataburger, Brahms, or any other cheaper option. But I mean, gosh, eating out is just like breaking the bank, man. You have to really be making that money to just be doing that. I see, and that's the thing. When I talk to people about training, like clients and stuff, they're like, "Oh man, I don't have the money for it." I'm like, "I don't believe you because I notice that you eat out multiple times a week." So that expenditure that you're spending on eating out, for one, would be more expensive than buying the groceries from the store and making the food yourself. It is more expensive, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Eating out is a luxury, all right? It's expensive and it costs. And people that I try to sell on coaching, I'll admit it. I'm like, hey, you're talking about you want to you want to get fit, you want the accountability. You're gonna have to get some skin in the game. Mind you, I only train one client right now, and training is not a priority for a lot of people, right? It's just kind of one of those things that it's just like, oh, I should do it, but, I need to do it to stay healthy. Me, I'm a little bit more invested into the training aspect because in order for me to compete, I have to train. Anyways, um, but yeah, yesterday's meal was good. Um, I don't know if it's worth $25 to be honest, but I did get to have that with a couple of muffins from Walmart, so that was good. And dude, bro, the carbs, man, whew, I felt it, man. Glycogen stores, right back. Anywho, other than that, no major changes to the diet. Still staying steady. Just about 20 weeks out now. Um, Gosh, how many days is it today? I need to actually mark it on like a calendar or a board how many days so I don't have to sit here and try to remember. I should know before I start recording, but here we are. Anywho, any other thoughts that I have? This weekend I'm going to a comedy show with my best bud, Zach. We're going, her name is Christiana something. Funny female comedian, not implying that women can't be funny. Women can indeed be funny. It's just, it's rare for, and what do I know? I don't follow the comedic space that often. A few comedians that I like are Cat Williams. Obviously, he's a a good go-to. Um, Actually, John Crist. I really like John Crist a lot. John Crist is probably my favorite clean comedian, especially when I'm trying to stay in my faith. And, there are a lot of good, clean comics out there that people can listen to. And that is obviously something that I want to represent. And I have to really figure that out too with my own journey, especially on social media, how I'm going to, what direction am I going to take this? If it's going to grow, like, how am I going to impact people? And, I think about this all the time because I struggle with sin. I struggle with things just like everybody else. And I want to live a life that reflects Christ because I am a believer in Jesus. And it's, man, being able to balance social media and my spiritual journey has been something that I've just kind of like it was always conflicted, especially as somebody who's so passionate about fitness. I love bodybuilding, I love working out, but to be honest, the sport, from a surface level, from the outsider, it's a very vain sport. I mean, you're going up there and you're flexing, you're doing all these things and showing off, and I'll be a liar if I said my pride doesn't get in there very, very quickly, right? You know, Working out and training, the endorphins and just the hormones, everything just makes you feel unstoppable in the moment. It's such a good feeling, especially when you look in the mirror and you're proud of what you built, and you're satisfied. You're, what do they say? Content but never satisfied. I don't know. There's all sorts of quotes out there. Nonetheless, I grew up very religious, and I still don't want to just abandon my faith on this journey. And I've had phases in my life where I'm on fire for Christ, and then other phases where, quite frankly, you could not tell that I was a Christian, and that is a hard thing to navigate. And just know, I mean, I'm in that boat as well. I've struggled with all sorts of things, especially jealousy. I jealous, man. For a while, I was just jealous of people just doing what they're passionate about, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life? You know what I mean? And that's tough. But it really is just, at the end of the day, it's your mentality. But I am very thankful and blessed. I'm actually living out what I've set to do and been wanting to do. It may not be perfectly ideal, but is anything perfectly ideal? I don't think so. Anywho, I'm going to cut my tangent off there for a second and just say thank you for all 50 of my subscribers. Really means a lot. And thank you for anybody who's tuned in on my journey. And hopefully we continue to grow together. Physically, spiritually, all of the things, right? Because as much as it's nice to have good biceps, you're not going to take this to heaven with you. You're not. Like, we're all in need of grace. And yeah, I'm not trying to preach, but I am preaching because that's what this is. So, anywho, I will see you tomorrow for back and biceps. And whatever day it is today, I don't remember, but we're getting close. All right, we're getting. It's about that time. 20 weeks is going to go by quick. That's all I gotta say. But love you guys, and I will talk to you later. Peace.